Spotlight on those who served. Brought to you by Gray Bar.
Gary Lusk grew up in a Navy town, Norfolk, Virginia, in a Navy family. His father and uncle were aboard the USS Quincy off Guadalcanal in World War II when the Japanese attacked, sinking the ship. Gary's uncle was killed, his father severely wounded, 100% disabled, in fact. That did not persuade Gary to choose a different career path. He later enlisted himself and served 2 tours in Vietnam. And his father never tried to talk him out of enlisting, even after suffering life-altering injuries.
He got shot through the jaw, lost all of his teeth, lost his right eye. He was hit in the shoulder. He hardly had any bone in his shoulder. He was hit in the chest, and he was hit in the hand.
But with relatives dying and your dad being disabled, that didn't give you pause about enlisting?
No, never crossed my mind. It was my turn.
So at the age of 21, Lusk enlisted, became a paratrooper, and was deployed to Vietnam with the 1st Cavalry Division in June of 1966. He has vivid memories of his first tour, including the first time he shot a North Vietnamese soldier, being wounded and narrowly escaping a mortal wound.
Well, I was a radio man. So I'm running with the lieutenant, and he told me to call the company commander for something, I don't remember what. So I brought the handset up to my head to call, and I shot the mouthpiece off the handset. And it was, that far from my mouth. And I hit the dirt, or the water, and the lieutenant stopped and came back and says, "Are you hit?" I said, "No. But I probably need a new pair of pants."
Lusk was rotated home after a year, but decided he wanted to make a career of it as a helicopter pilot. So after re-enlisting and completing flight school, he returned to Vietnam for a 2nd tour and had numerous additional close calls.
You may chase a bad guy into a bunker, and either he's going to lean out and shoot at you, or we would hover up to the entrance and throw a hand grenade in the door.
Get that close?
From the helicopter, oh yeah.
Gary, now in his 70s, has been diagnosed with cirrhosis and COPD, which doctors believe may be due to exposure to Agent Orange. Despite that, Gary says he doesn't second-guess his decision to serve.
If I had to do it again, I'd do it again and stay in for 30 years instead of 24.
After retiring from the service in 1990, Gary and his wife and daughter moved to St. Louis, where he flew helicopters for local TV stations, including KMOV, for 19 years. His military honors include 2 Bronze Stars and a Purple Heart. In addition to being shot in Vietnam, he also survived a bout with malaria. Do you know of a veteran whose story should be shared? If you do, head to KMOV.com/spotlight and send us a note about a veteran we should honor.